Hi, my name is Mark Lonza, and I'm the president of the Motion Picture Sound Editors. Welcome to our Sound Device event for July 21st, 2020. We are streaming live again due to the COVID virus. We have a lot more Sound Device events coming up, so please check your email and the Mpsc Facebook page for details. We are doing a live simulcast stream on our Facebook page again for this event. We have invited non-members to attend today's event. Please consider joining so you can view all of our Sound Device events as well as the member-only ones. You can go to mpse.org for an application. The Mpsc is trying to keep our community strong and connected during these times, as well as strengthening our skill set for when things eventually open back up. Today's Sound Advice event is Actors Mobile ADR from Tareo and presented by Luciano Del Zoppo. Luciano will take us through what Actors Mobile is, how it works, and its integration with Etiquette. Luciano, thank you so much. And we also have Rob Knox here, the owner of Tareo. Anyway, so Luciano, please take it away.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. Well, first of all, let me thank you and the Mpsc organization for putting up this meeting to let us know about our mobile ADR application. And let me tell you something briefly about this meeting. We will start by doing a quick as possible brief presentation of the application. But really the idea of this meeting today is to show you some feedback we grabbed from sound supervisors and ADR editors that have been already using our application. Really for you to have their feedback and of course if you have some questions about it at the end, we can do some questions for that. So let me share my screen. The idea is to first give you. Do you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So first an introduction. At Tareo, you know, we do sound editorial for movies and TV shows, and we also have an ADR stage in LA. We developed first the first software we developed in 2017 was Absentia DX. Not sure if probably you heard of it. It's a tool for cleaning basically ham from production sound, and that goes pretty well. And we have in a movie that we worked for, we had some actors that really couldn't make it to the studio, so they ended up, of course, recording some ADR, some wild ADR in their phones. And that's when Rob came up with the idea of creating an application to record mobile ADR in an iPhone. But of course, in that time, really the idea of the application was just to make a few clips or just to record a few ADR clips with a phone. Only for when the actor is on vacation or is abroad or another country or can make it to the studio. So maybe we have like 5 lines for an actor and it's really impractical for them to go to an ADR studio. So, okay, we developed the applications for that situation. The idea always was that it was super easy because it was something that needed to be for actors, and we know that actors needed something really simply, not too techy. And that's when I think the whole 2018 we started to develop it, and we released the application on January 2019. But really the thing is that it was hard for a production to test it because of course the ADR studio were available, so no one did care about our application really. But of course, when March 2020 came with the COVID, and well, production started to use it, and they started not the way we really thought of the application to work, because as I told you, the application was designed to really work for only a few clips. In fact, the application works like if you have 5 lines to record for an actor, you need to make 5 video clips, 1 video clip for each line. And when productions started to use it in the COVID situation, well, they started to record the whole picture or the whole ADR for a show with their application. So it was good for us because we started to get feedback, real feedback from real situations where people were using the application. That sometimes, you know, it's different when we test it like ourselves, like not in real situations. So well, we grab all that feedback from the sound editors and people that were using it, and we started to make updates for the application to work for this new situation that people were requesting it for. So we basically started with one iOS application, and then we released a desktop application that is basically for the editors to prepare the video clips for the actors. And the actors only uses the iOS application, which is free for them, and they use it just for record and send their recordings back to the editors. So as I was telling you, there are really 2 applications that we did. One is an iOS application, that is the free application that actors use, and the other is the Actors Mobile Editor, which is a desktop application. And basically, where actors, as it shows here, actors can preview the videos first to match performance. Then they can record ADR takes to picture, and they can also play back the recordings they just recorded before sending the web files. The web files are recorded in 24 bits, 48 kilohertz, and they are also time stamped because each video clip has the metadata, and the application grabs that metadata for placing the ADR beeps and the wiper bar that has, and also it uses the metadata for the timestamped issue. So this is what the actors normally would use. Let me stop the screen. Basically, the application works in an iPhone or in an iPad. Of course, we encourage to use the iPad because it has a bigger screen and it's better for syncing. And really, the application can be used only with an iOS device, and that's it. The actor installed the application on their device, and the editor sent the encrypted video clips to the actor, and the actor really uses the iPad. But since the COVID, the thing were getting a bit more complex, or we started to add some part of technology to make the ADR even better. Well, we recommended from the start to use this tiny mini shotgun from Rode, which is a Rode ME, and it has a lightning connector that you connect to the iPad, to the lightning port, and that's it. And of course, we shipped the gear, you can use also a mic stand like this one, so actor can record in stand-up position, and of course with the hands free. So I can share the iPad screen later to if we have questions about the exact workflow of the application. But going back to the presentation, let me share some more details about the application. So this is the desktop editor that we created after we get feedback from the editors, because the first version of Actors Mobile ADR has a built-in metadata editor in the iOS device, and it was a bit complicated to enter the time code for the ADR start, ADR end in the iOS device. So we take that feedback from editors and we develop the desktop editor, which is really and it's not for recording ADR for actors in a Mac or nothing like that. It's just for the editors to use and to prepare the video clips. As I told you, the application works with 1 video clips per each line. So if you have like 40 lines to record, then you need to make 40 video clips. And we will get there because after that Mark Franken from Etiquette, from Sounds in Sync, developed features that really helped editors on creating those video clips super fast. So basically the window of the editor, it has the video clips list. It has a thumbnail viewer because if you are not an Etiquette user and you are putting manually the metadata here, then you probably need to see the first frame of the video to enter here in this field. And we also have this checkbox, which is an OCR, that grabs automatically the time code from the first frame of the video. And then we have the export buttons, which has 2 different kinds of export: the fixed AAS encryption, which is the basic encryption, and the custom AAS. It's another level of encryption that you can put a password to the video. So this comes in the pro version. Maybe some productions really cares about the security of their content, so even if the file of the episode is really divided into multiple chunks for each of the lines, you can add a password to each of those video clips, because of course you created the video clips in your Mac and you send it to the actor remotely via email, most certainly. So you probably want that content is very secured. And of course the main screen is the metadata editor, which is basically these are the metadata fields that our application use, and it's basically a queue name for each of the video clips, time code start for the first frame of action of each clip, and then we have the ADR in and ADR out, which our application will take the ADR in and will play the classic ADR beeps before that, and it also have a wiper bar showing the actor when it's the right time to start the line, and of course the line subtitle that is shown on the application screen. So as I told you, the application is free for actors, and it's really the editor or the production really who has to subscribe for the use of the application, because the iOS application uses encrypted videos, so the editor first grab a subscription to be able to send those videos encrypted instead of sending non-encrypted videos. We are doing two different subscriptions, which is the standard one and the pro version. And basically, both of these desktop applications allows to send to work the video clips on a Mac and to send directly the zip encrypted with the videos in it directly from the Mac to the actor. And the difference is that the Pro version allows to import an Excel file which has the metadata. That Excel files could come from ADQ, that we will see right now that ADQ creates that automatically. But really, if there's time at the end of the meeting, I can show you how to create the video clips in Pro Tools and how to export a text file from Pro Tools to create the Excel file to use on the Pro version. And of course, the extra level of encryption with the custom AAS encryption. So something to mention, the subscription is quarterly and it's not auto-renewing. When you can use it like only 3 months, and if you don't have any project at that time, you will get back to the free version in the application, in the desktop application, and you can renew the subscription later. So this animation is basically to show both of the versions, the difference between them. In this case, I have here video clips exported from ADQ and the Excel file with the metadata, and really it's just drag and drop the whole folder with the video clips and with the XLS. And as you see, of course, we are not showing the screen with the video, but as you see, all the clips have the metadata. This is really an export from ADQ, but as I told you, this is not exclusive for ADQ, because you can create the video clips in Pro Tools or in any other program and to manually create the Excel file to use it here as a drag and drop. And the standard version, the difference is that you drop all the videos. Okay, you have to wait for the start of the animation, but basically you drop the videos and then you open the cue sheets. There it is, the start. You drop the whole videos to the application and then you open the cue sheets PDF, and you have to manually copy and paste each of the fields from the cue sheets to the application. And in both cases, after that, you select all clips and you click in the standard version, you click on the fixed AAS button that will export one zip file with all the videos in it. So this is the last animation that shows the workflow with ADQ. Of course, I'm going a bit fast because most of you probably know this already, but you can stop me later when we do questions and I can manually show each of these workflows showing my screen. So in ADQ, you drop an ADQ created PDF. That's for ADQ users, of course, and it's just a question of exporting. Open this new window, export from ADQ version, I think it's 3.2, and ADQ automatically exported. You drop the whole video. That is, for example, you have a 40 minutes TV show and you drop the 40 minutes video clip, and ADQ, if for example you have 30 lines or 30 cues from that episode, well, Etiquette will automatically create 30 videos from the timecodes that has the cue sheets, and it also export the XLS with the metadata. So it's really super fast, because the other workflow is to go, for example, in Pro Tools, you have, I can show you that later as well, you have each cue for example, you can have regions for each cue, and you have to manually bounce to QuickTime each of the regions just to create a video clip for our application. So if you are already user of Etiquette, then you definitely will benefit with this import feature in the Pro version. So the basic window of this is what actors see, because this is the window from the iOS version of the application, and it has right here a settings settings button, sorry, that displays this pane that has this is not really for actors, but you can really spot ADR beeps in the application. This could be useful well, if the actor is a bit tech savvy, he can or she can move the ADR beeps a bit earlier or a bit later to feel more comfortable or wherever. Another use of this is really, you can, if you have only a few clips to record, you don't even need to have timecode in them. You can drop them to the application and just spot the ADR beeps just by hearing a preview and stopping in the ADR in point, and you, as it says here, you can click and hold and the ADR in will save, and do the same for the ADR end, and that's it. And then you click record and you have the beeps already spotted. And in these setting panes there is also a couple of other options, which is you can turn off, or actor can turn off the beeps if he don't or she don't want the beeps to sound. Turn off the wiper bar. This is PR stands for pre-roll, because you can also, for example, if an actor wants to hear the sense of the performance of the whole scene, you can send large clip, like 1 minute clip, to the actor, and it can preview the whole scene, and then you can click on pre-roll button and enable the pre-roll, which will start only 7 seconds after the ADR in, instead of having to watch the whole video again. And the subtitles, that will turn off the subtitles here at the bottom, because we have some editors that told us they will have already the ADR lines subtitle printed in the video, so they needed that windows to be, that box with line text to be out, so we added that feature just for that. So the editor basically first click on this preview button. It previews the whole scene. It hears what is the performance that he needs to match, and then just go to the record button and record one take. After one take is recorded, it will appear here a button with a 01 number. That means that 01 take is recorded. So if you click here on that 01 number, the playback will start. Playback means that the application will play the video with the guide track from the start, and on the ADR point it will play the recording from the actor, and then it will get back on the ADR end, it will get back to the guide track. And all these things are really customized. It can really be set and be changed, because, for example, this is an old window, an old screenshot, but we added also here a plus and minus buttons. That is, if you normally the first take you will record it a bit later, so actors can click on that minus button and make the playbacks to go by frames earlier, and just to hear it more in sync. I can show you later if you want this in the iPad screen interacting with the application. I don't want to spend like more time here because really we want to give you the real situation feedback from editors using the application. But this is a last video that for people that don't know how it works. Let me show you this video. Okay, now there you go.
Have you seen the Woody Allen movie that you should hear about Roma?
Yes, it's one of my favorite.
I produced it.
No way, really?
Yes.
You
killed 5 men in Abilene.
Nearly 15 years ago.
You killed my best friend, Willie Parker. Just turned 17.
But who's the best lover?
What do you think?
I don't know. I have to try.
Try.
So really the actors can preview, can hear the performance, the original tone and the sync, and then go to hit the record button and do one take, play back the take, see if they like it, do another take, do 5 takes, do 10 takes, and it can also select the best takes, and then it just need to send those recordings to the editor. And we were really focused, or our major goal was this to be very easy for actors, and of course for them to have the synchronization, the video to match the performance. So that's about it from the application. Not sure, Rob, if you want to add anything, or we go down to the testimonials.
No, I'm good. I'm kind of adding into some commentary in the group chat. So if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer there. But I think the testimonials are good, and also any feedback we love to get, because that's how we make things better.
Okay, great. So let me show you the screen again. Back to the presentation. So we prepared some feedback for this meeting because so far we did a meeting before, but it was very close to the start of the COVID, and we got great feedback on that meeting from Nathan Ruil. Not sure if you watched it. It's on our YouTube channel. Nathan Ruil from This Is Sound Design. He did a very detailed manual and sent great feedback of. She was really one of the first that started to using a lot of cues with our application. So check that meeting later, because he has a lot of feedback in that meeting. But for this meeting, we asked some of the editors that were in contact with us, and really we asked special feedback for this meeting. So this is what we want to present it to you now. We are starting with this movie, which is called Chaos Walking, from the sound supervisor Lon Bender, and the ADR supervisor, which is Alexa Zimmerman, and we really appreciate both of them because they sent a lot of feedback. They really recorded all the ADR for their movie with the application. So it's a lot of feedback that they gave us, and they were really happy. of course, something to mention is that it has, of course, a bit of a learning curve especially for the actors. The first time they grab the application and they start playing with it. But overall, the feedback we have is that most of the actors ended up real digging it and real enjoying to be the sound editors them, or to be playing with the application and to be able to handle the playback and see if the take is good and do more takes. So most of them say they were very happy with this solution. So I'm trying to record to read for you all this feedback we have here. As I told, they record 7 of the 8 principal characters in the movie. The other one they not recorded. It was in another country with where ADR studio were open, so they were able to record him in an ADR studio. But for the other characters, they record a lot of cues. They put together 4 remote ADR kits, which is an iPad and Rode mic, which is this one, headphones and a mic stand like this one. And that's another thing that came from editors starting to use the application, because we thought we started the application and we thought, okay, the actor will use his own device, his iPhone. Maybe there's an iPhone in the house and he can use that for recording. And then Nathan and other sound editors started to send a gear, which is better for them because first of all they can preload all the video clips before sending the gear to the actor, and so the actor doesn't have the extra step of having to import the videos. And of course some actors won't be happy to the production to having to use their own device and that stuff. So it's a good way of sending a gear and the actor uses to record it and send it back. Something we grabbed from Nathan on this meeting is that they put together a really very detailed manual, because the gear like this were shipping and the actor, of course, in a Pelican case and all folded, and the actor needs to really unfold the mic stand and really set up the gear. And it has a very detailed manual that they sent with the gear, so it's easy for them to prepare it. And one important thing that Nathan mentioned and Alexa mentioned as well is that they first do the sound editor needs to have a bit of a conversation, if possible, with the actor regarding where to use the gear to record, because of course actors are not related to sound and sound problems, and some things we take for granted because we know we can be in a too reverby room and those stuff, and some of them told us that actors didn't know and started to record in the kitchen with other people in the room. So they will really need to tell, okay, try to find an empty room with not much reverberation, with not much of the family in the house in there, and try to find as quiet as possible as room. And if possible, of course, it will be great to, before the ADR session, to have the actor to record a sample or something and to send it to us, to the editors, to check and say, okay, this is good, and that's given after apart from saying that, I remember Alexa told me that they have some recordings with reverberation, but in most cases they were able to de-reverb or whatever in post-production, and to it was nothing so critical to have to redone. So the sessions were remotely supervised by Alexa and producers on the phones. Well, many of the actors love the system. In this case, they use Google Drive to upload the content. So Alexa said that after the actor uploads the recordings to Google Drive, she would grab it instantly from at home from his computer. If you saw our YouTube channel, we have a whole bunch of tutorial videos. We are always thinking in ways to make it life easier, or to the application to be easier to use, both for actors and for editors as well. Recently we discovered that the best way to send the video clips to the actors, and as well for the actors to send their recordings back to the editors, is just to use the Apple Mail that comes with all the Mac, with any Mac and with any iPad or iPhone device. And the Apple Mail use the app service, which is called I think Santiago is Mail Drop, right? The name.
Yes.
Okay, Mail Drop, and it's something. It's a service from Apple that even if you are sending an email which is 300 megabytes of weight, you can send it by the Apple Mail application, and it will be uploaded to iCloud. But the actor really will be receiving an email, and just to click that email to import the video clips. So we first did a video of how to use Google Drive for it, but really we discovered then this mail drop workflow, and it's even better, it's even easier for everyone. So we recommend you to use it. We have a video in the YouTube channel. So more feedback from Alexa says the producer, director, and picture editor, and whoever wants to be supervising the session would connect with her in a Zoom call, not with the actor device, just with her in her computer, and the actor share the iPad screen via Teamviewer to Alexa, and Alexa shared that screen in the Zoom call to the rest of the team. Something important to mention, because Alexa also gave us feedback about that. We tested ways to supervise the session remotely for producer, director, and of course ADR supervisors. We found, well, the first things to know is that you can share the screen of the iOS device, but you can't share any audio, because some of these applications has also a way to share audio or audio chat, or you can even have a Zoom call, a Zoom meeting in the device, in the same device that the actor is recording. But any way of sharing the audio, it will mess up with the application. It will down the volume of the application. It's something related really to the iOS, or we are not sure, but really the thing is that you can share the audio from the device, but you can share the iPad screen. So one of the cons that Alexa told us is that the inability to hear the iPad audio. So she mentioned that some of the sessions, one producer said, okay, I want to hear the audio because I think so, but because it's the actor, they were hearing the actor through a phone, because the actor was on a Zoom phone call as well as recording in the device, but they weren't really hearing the sound from the iPad. So Alexa mentioned she was about to test this Rode SC6L accessory, which I investigated, and I don't think that will work because that is an accessory for microphones, and really what we need here is a line level way to share the sound from the iPad into the phone. It doesn't have to be an iPhone, it can be an Android phone for the call. So last week I was checking a couple of options for that. Unfortunately, they didn't arrive on time for this meeting, but we can share feedback later because we order both of these adapters, and we are trying to find a way to share the sound from the iPad and to enter it or input it in the phone, so the actor is really connected remotely with the phone, and he can hear both the supervisor and the iPad sound and do the recordings, and it will be better for the supervisor because he can hear the tone from the original tone and the actor recordings, and it will be definitely better to supervise the session, of course, better than only seeing the iPad screen. This is something that Rob mentioned earlier, that they have a situation where the actor needed to record some yells, and it was very close to the microphone, so it was a bit hotter for the recordings, and I think they tried to tell the actor to go far away, but this was not possible or something, but they say they could clean it up in post, but this is some of the cons that they send us for feedback. And in terms of request, not only Alexa but some other sound editor as well request us for the parroting mode or more in a row. You know, when actors record like the same line 5 times in a row or 10 times in a row, it is possible right now if you have the ADR out a bit longer, you can have 1 minute before the ADR end and leave the video 1 minute after that. You probably need to mute the guide track, of course, after the ADR end, and the actor can record over a black screen like 5 times in a row or 10 times in a row. Of course, this is not really easy to do, both for editors. And something else that Alexa requested was some kind of not having to make the video longer, but having an way of endless recording where, you know, the actor can click on start, click on the recording mode, and even keep recording after the video ends. So this is something we probably try to develop in the future, and it was one of the requests, because, you know, the application, you need to record 1 line per each time. You can have 10 takes, but you can need to record in a loop, not in a row. So yeah, probably we add that in the future. Well, this is something that, yeah, many people as well requested, that is multiple cues for just one long video, or even drop a whole one episode to the application and being able to switch from Q1, Q2, Q2, all with the same video. Again, this application was designed just to record like 3 or 5 lines, so that is not possible right now, but yeah, maybe in the future we can do something about that. So about the supervising the way of hearing the audio through the iPad that I just described. As I told you, it is possible to share the screen with this kind of application. There's one called Screencast, and of course the more probably you know is Teamviewer, quick support. This is only to share the screen of the iPad, just to guide the actor, just to know if the actor is trying to record Q1 or Q3 or what is he's doing and what is going wrong, what is going okay, just for that. But to be able to hear the sound, this is what we order a couple of these adapters, and we are trying to get them and confirm that they works, because this seems a bit easier to in theory, but then the adapters for some reason doesn't work, so we really need to test it in real situation, or else we can recommend it. So one of these adapters is from a company that's called Headset Buddy, and it's a line level adapter, and as you see, this goes into the iPhone with a phone call, and you then share the output of the iPad into one of these connectors, and the other one is for the headphones. So the actor is hearing both the sound from the iPad and the sound from the phone call to hear the directions from the supervisor. And there's another adapter like this, which is from a company that is called Ampreach. Well, Paul from Ampreach was very kind in testing it for us, and we thought it will work, but again, we will order it and do some testings before recommend it. So continuing with feedback from sound supervisor, in this case was Tim Hans, which is the supervising ADR editor, and he used our application to record the ADR for this Brave New World series, I think it is. Well, as Tim's mentioned, they were on a timetable and they needed to finish everything by mid-July. This is in March, and he needed a situation to record. She needed to find a way to record the ADR remotely, and our application came up. As he said here, Tim recorded 4 complete episodes, and he also mentioned a bit of another cues from some episodes that were half ADR complete, and about 567 cues. So that is a lot, 20 characters. In this case, Tim used a different method. He didn't send any gear to the actors. All the actors recorded with their own device. The plus that Tim gave us was the fast cue and clip preparation, of course, after the ADQ integration. The easy of delivery both to actor and from the actor. That is to deliver the video clips and from the actor the recordings. And the easy of use for both actor and editor. He mentioned that the learning curve is pretty shallow, especially for everyone who already recorded ADR. Again, there's really a learning curve for actors. We know actors are not tech savvy, and it can take some hours or some time for them, but once they learn it, it's really super simple for use. The use of quality external mic like the Rode ME and the built-in mic did not produce recordings as good. Yeah, we are recommending. Of course, we did not test all the tiny microphones that they are available for an iPhone or an iPad. But yeah, well, Nathan Rule recorded all his ADR with this tiny microphone and mentioned very good things about it. Not much trouble with it, and of course it sounds a bit better than the built-in big, just because of the polar pattern, because this is a directional microphone, and of course the built-in mic is omnidirectional, so it grabs much more from the room, and we don't want that. So the cons that Tim mentioned was the time to prepare the clips, although this was rectified by the time with Etiquette. If we have time at the end, I can show you how to prepare the clips in Pro Tools for non-Etiquette users. If you are interested, it can take a bit of time indeed. The ability to record several lines in a run, that is same as Alexa requesting the parroting mode. And some actors asked to be able to see the entire scene so that they could feel the performance through the scene. Well, again, as Tim mentioned, and I told you, this is possible, but not in the case of them, because he's mentioning that for viewing a longer clip, the production requested to use a special platform which is called Mpse, and this is for security reasons. So they were not allowed or authorized to send longer clips to the actor. So and he also mentioned at last to have a constructed discussion with the actor about the recording environment. That's something I mentioned before. Family, friends, dogs, outside noise. Some actors could get frustrated if the results aren't good enough, and of course if you need to ask for further recordings. That's it for Tim's feedback. Now we have the feedback from Brett Hinton, which, by the way, if some of you are here in the meeting, feel free to interrupt me or whatever. Go ahead. So Brett did some recordings for Penny Dreadful, City of Angels, and Brett was really the one who contacted Mark Franken of Sounds in Sync and asked the need of making these video clips like more fast, because it will take some time in Pro Tools to prepare to really export each one of the clips. And it was by casualty that Mark already have a similar feature half developed, and okay, he found the reason to completely develop that, and that's why that's when he contacted us and told us, because the Excel file that the application import, it's a really simple Excel with just some columns. It has the Q line, the Q name column, the line column, the ADR in, ADR out, and video start time code, and that's it. It's super simple. That's why I mentioned that you can even create it in Pro Tools. Of course, it's not automatically like it does in Etiquette, but it can be done. So Brett recorded an episode with 40 loop group cues, experimented with using the application, and all the actors, all the loop group actors work independently and remotely, and submitted their recordings via Google Drive. Now, something to mention about loop group. You know, there were some editors like Brett that tried the application for loop group, but it's it's not that simple for loop group, because you already know that loop group actors, like, they need to hear the feedback from each other, and having to work independently and remote, or without hearing what is the actor saying. And sometimes we have couples, that works together, and it's really difficult even with our application to use it for loop group. I recommend that it's not the best of the ways, but you can record actor 1, then mix it together with the guide track and send that to actor 2, mix it together with the guide track and actor 1 and 2, and send it to actor 3, and that way the actors that came down the line, that they can hear both the other loop group actors' performances and try to match with them. But of course, this is not the best of the situation. So I believe Brett also mentioned that they tried another system remotely again for loop group, and it didn't work as well. He said he ended up using the recordings from these actors with our application, but he has to some way of layering old good loop groups from other episode recordings to layer that with the new recordings, and that way it works a bit. So the cons that he says was the struggle to get actors to follow the steps that needed to take the material into their app. Yeah, of course, some actors may get frustrated, and that's when it's needed, like the supervisor or someone to have go through the steps with them. The additional steps using Google Drive created basically broke many extra wheels to use it. I remember that Brett sent us like a super long chat conversation with an actor and we understand what was he dealing with, because that's maybe for us is very simple, like go and click the 3 dots on the top right, and then you go and open, and maybe there are 3 simple steps, but it can went wrong and it can be confusing. So like we are really always trying to make it as easy as possible, and we are really into that. So hopefully we make it even easier in the future. And the pros, well, he mentioned the ADQ with mobile editor integration. Well, he mentioned the support from Rob and from us, because we are really, as Rob mentioned it before we started live, Rob mentioned that the purpose of this meeting is really to help. We want to help you, sound editors, sound ADR supervisors, sound supervisors. We want to really help. So we have in our website, we have all the channels open. Like if you are in a hurry, you can send out a Skype, you can contact us to make a phone call to the actor if you are in a hurry, if actor is struggling with something or you are struggling. We try to really have the best support for you as well as we can. So well, he finds the app useful and love the features. So another feedback from John Lang, which is in Canada, urban post-production, and well, Sean really record a lot of productions. He mentioned it, he recorded 9 productions, 93 characters, and thousands of cues. Oh, impressive. They sent out their own mic to a very few of them. Most of them use their iPhone and iPad built-in mic. We have almost every type of iPhone and iPad that run the application, which by the way can run in any iOS device that is iOS 10 and higher. So I think it even works in iPod Touch. But of course, depending of the hardware of the device, it can work with a few clips in older device. But if you throw it like 40 clips, well, it may need like newer devices with newer processors for that. So the key is not to have the actors handle the phone too much during the recordings. Okay, as he mentioned, he's not delivering a mic stand or anything. Like the actor is holding the device in his hands, and of course it's important that no handheld sounds or mess up with the recordings. Most recorded in walk-in closets, and we had 90% success with this setup. Something to mention that we help in a movie which is from the director Roger Spottiswoode, and he contacted us, and we really wanted to help him because he was really into the application and sending us feedback from it. And they record an actor which is not in the best of the rooms. They asked, it was an exterior scene, and they asked, okay, simply why don't you try to go to the outside and send us a couple of samples to see if there are a lot of bursts, of lot of engine sounds or whatever. And the Rode mic come with this windscreen, so really it works very well in the outside. Of course, it's depending of how much background noise you have in your local zone. So John says our mixers scratch their head at how well the recordings match in. Any reverb issues or noise were really dealt using plugins. He mentions also this, that some actors even recorded exterior for outside scenes if the background noise was low. The actors embraced the application and gave their own ability to the lines when they had time. And John, another one that mentioned that you need to have a conversation with the actors at first, to let them know how to use the application and which is the better location to record at the house. Maybe this is only a 10 minutes call, and it will save some troubles down the line. So I think this is the last of the feedback, which is from Thomas de Gorter, supervising sound editors, and he uses for this TV show Council of Dads. And again, Tom contacted us in I think it's March at the first time, and we had some emails go back and forward with some questions from him and some testings he did, but then we never heard back from him, so he did good, I think. And he said he recorded 8 episodes, 25 characters and hundreds of cues. Thomas says, again, Thomas used each own actor's device, did not send any gear to them. And in this case, it's interesting that because I think Thomas was few of sound editors that leave the actor to record offline without any supervisings and with their own time. The results were good. Actors recorded on their own devices. After reviewing the recordings, Thomas would send back notes to redo if necessary. Okay, so in this case, maybe it's necessary to redo some things because, of course, the sound editor is not supervising the session. But maybe the actors find it more comfortable because he can work on his own time and no pressure from anyone watching the session. Who knows? Maybe some actors will like that better. So some of them use the this mic, the MEL, and other use the blue sharing mic, which is I'm not familiar with. And two actors had an Aposhi mics. He didn't remember the model, but I think there's a model that is called Hype mic or something like that. That works on iPad. So about from that, we have some feedback also from Corey Pereira, and he was very kind because he also did some tests for us because we were really we are always trying to look for ways to make this better, and we were trying from the start to see what kind of external hardware we can add to this setup, to use an audio interface and shotgun mics, like more professional shotgun mics. And well, Corey tried with an interface from, it's the one from Focusrite, I think. And yeah, he tried with an MKH 80, I think, shotgun mic, and he also tried a Scarlett audio interface, and it was funny, but because we tried for many months to confirm if the application can record, the next thing will be to record with a shotgun and with a lavalier. To have like a more real situation from an ADR stage. He do some small testing, but he mentioned that it was hard for the first time to set up the equipment, but once it was working, the two channels were recorded separately, which is what we want. He has the boom mic in the left channel and the lav mic on the right channel, so we did not test much further the external equipment, but yeah, this is something that some sound editors already tested. But of course, the downside of this is that it involves, if in this COVID situation where we are not really working along with the actor, you can send it, it's very hard to send it an actor like a whole bunch of equipment and the actor has to set it up. So maybe it's not good for now, but maybe, who knows, in the future productions can have one of these equipment in the set and in a cabin next to the set, and grab the actors after filming and record this way with this hardware on that situations. So that's that's it. That's it. Oh, hi, Corey.
Yeah, do you want to take a break, Luciano?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, you want to take it away? And Santiago, can you post that list of equipment for everybody to download in the group chat?
Yes, I'm about to post it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that was
Luciano.
great. Rob was busy answering questions in the chat column during our session here. So you did say something about you can plug in multiple microphones that records on separate channels, I'm assuming, and
Yeah, I think let's let Corey answer that because Corey has done it, if Corey's still with us.
Yeah, I'm right here. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Corey.
So I'd say I'm in the early testing phases. I haven't done an actual ADR session with this, but I was able to take a Mpsc 6, connect it to the app, and record the boom and the lob to separate channels. And when using the regular workflow, shooting off the files, dropping them into Pro Tools, I did have 2 discrete channels. So that's as far as I've done as far as testing. I'd say my next steps are going to be seeing if I can get routing set up so that I could have a separate, personal iPhone of the actor that you could plug in and feed the audio into that. Also testing if you could do more than 2 channels. For example, I know one show I was on, we also did a headset mic. So having the option of having 3 mics, I'll be testing that probably in the next week. It did record both channels.
It may be possible because we designed the app to work with iOS. So whatever goes in or whatever goes out, it's set by iOS. So it may end up working. And we never anticipated it being needed, but it was nice to know that that simple design paid off.
Sure, and I will say, like the Rode VideoMic Me, I picked up one of the Me's, which has the 3.5 jack, and one that's the L version with the Lightning, and both those did work. And the next week, I'm also going to try Blue Yeti. It sounds like those already work.
Tom says that works.
And then the one interface you did mention, I picked up. It's actually a discontinued product. I don't have it on my desk right now. But,
it's a Focusrite, right?
Yeah, it's a Focusrite. It's iTrack 1 Pre. So the thing I liked about it, it's just a little tiny cube that just has one mic input and a volume knob on the front. When it gets too loud, it turns red. So it gives you a nice visual cue in front of the actor that if it's red, they need to turn it down. And I was able to verify it doesn't actually have an output device to hook up headphones to it, but I did verify that if you plug headphones into the iPad, it would pass the audio out through that jack, but audio would come in through the XLR.
You know, it's interesting because we thought that we thought that it's not possible to use any microphone or interface that doesn't have a headphone jack, because if you plug this microphone to the iPad, then all the audio output, it will be routed here. But yeah, we just found the same thing that you are mentioning. If you connect a headphone in the headphone jack from the iPad after you connect the microphone, then the output, it will go here. So you will be able to hear the output from that jack. Yeah.
Okay, a lot of the iPads don't have headphones anymore, right? Or is it just the phone?
I think all the iPads.
No, iPads
do. Okay.
The iPhone is that doesn't have,
Okay.
but yeah, it's you can have it with a tiny adapter from Lightning to headphone jack.
Right.
So we can now answer any questions, or I can show you how to create the video clips in Pro Tools, or show you Etiquette, whatever you guys think will be good.
Well, Rob didn't have an answer to this question. Maybe you know, Luciano. So sometimes you'll have an actor and you'll cue like 3 lines in a row and you cue them all separate. But when you're on the stage, he goes, oh, I'd rather do them all together. Is there a way of kind of smashing like 3 clips together, or that's just not incorporated yet, something like that?
Yeah, no, you mean on the stage, or you mean...
Yeah, like when I have an actor in and I cue, there are 3 lines in a row, and I don't know if he can do such a long section, so I cue them all separately. And then the actor goes, oh, how come these are cued separately? Some of them like it like that, and some of them go, oh, how come it's cued separately?
Okay, no, yeah.
Pour them all in one long go.
You could have the 3 video clips separated, and you could have a 4th clip with all the scene together. Actor can choose from
Right, but there's no way to just mash them to...
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, you could do a custom guide track, like I was saying, where you drop out the lines that are for the ADR, but it wasn't designed for that. So, but the future versions are going to be designed for long videos with multiple cues.
Yeah, I remember like some, I don't know if it was Roger, the director, or someone mentioned that it would be good to be able to play back. You record Q1, Q2, Q3, and it would be good to be able to play back the 3 recordings together in the application. And yeah, that's
Yeah,
That's something we could
that's
incorporate.
future version.
Mhm.
Anyone else? Questions? Huh?
Okay, I can show you a bit of.
Do people want to see the Etiquette, or what do people want to see next?
Yeah, we can show a little Etiquette.
Okay, I can show you both things together. Let me share my screen again. Where's Zoom? Where is Zoom? Here. So this is a sample session. You know, when you have created one region for each of the line, you have the regions in Pro Tools, and the way the what I wanted to show you is that really, if you are not an ADQ user, the most easy way we found is you have to, for example, this is the line, so I go like 7 seconds before the line if I want a pre-roll of 7 seconds, and for the end of the line there's no reason for to leave just more than a couple of seconds. And also, if okay, this video I put this in blank not to show it, but if you have time, you can also, you know, like for example, you don't want to have all the video clips 7 seconds per roll, because you want to check each of the line and say, okay, in this line I will give for the actor a bit of more pre-rolls to match the performance of the tone. But in case you want to go like with a fixed 7 second pre-roll, I was testing with some, you know, this automation with, you can do it automator. I did a script that what it does is, if I click on the region start, it will automatically export one video clip. But of course, it needs some preparation. You need to first do one bounce, well, etc., etc. So you could imagine that even if it's faster, you have to, okay, go bounce, quick time. Oh, let me show you. I will just grab a short region. This is just for Pro Tools to have the good setting you want for the rest of the bounces of the video clips, and to have the first name of the video clip, so then it will go the other cues in a row. You know, this is done 0, so then it will go done 1, then 2, then 3, and as you see, done it's created here, this clip. And now with this script I can do a shortcut, and okay, it's not working. Let me see. There you go. Okay, so that with the Apple script I just created in a Mac, and we can share it to you if you want it. That creates the first cue, which has, by the way, 7 second pre-roll, because I set it up here in Pro Tools, the 7 second pre-roll, but you can go change this and it will be longer or shorter. And then you can go through each of the clips, you know. Okay, this is Q2 and this is Q3, you know. And what is this making? It's not only creating a video clip for each of the lines, but it's also adding a region, a marker. And this marker, it's just in the script, just for because we need that metadata for the metadata editor. This is the video start. So really, what we have is the video, you know, the ADR in and ADR out. We grab it from this from this region, the start and the end of the region, and the video start is the information that we grabbed from this marker. So then you can export a text file. It's here, and of course I want to include the markers and timecode, text, selected tracks only, because I will do it track by track. And okay, this is done. Let me see. And I have the clips here. This is done. This is the first one I did just to create the name of the bounce. And I have the text file here. You know, I'm showing this, all the process that this involves, to then show about how fast it is to make this in Etiquette, right? So I have this application, which is Libreoffice, which is a free version of Excel. I drop this into the application, and it imports this here. And as I told you, let me show you. This is an Excel exporting from Etiquette, and this is really the columns that we need for the metadata, which is the queue name. The queue name is something that really what only does is matching this queue name with a video clip name. That is the matching point. Then we need the video start for each of the videos, and ADR in, ADR out. This is really not needed, and the line. So we have all this information here in an export from Pro Tools. So really we have here we can use this column as a queue name. I will put it here, queue. And as I know, I just did all the bounces. Sorry, all the bounces from Dan. Okay, I will put here Dan 1, and then I will, grab it to the rest of the clips. So this is a queue. This is the line. I'm changing the titles of each columns. This is the ADR start. This is the ADR end. And this location really belongs to the markers. So this is the video start, right? So I didn't do in this sample. I only did bounce for 4 clips, not for the whole. But this is just a sample. So I will now get rid of all the rest of the information here that I don't need. And leaving this out as well. So I have queue, video start, line, ADR in, ADR out, and I don't need this. And that's it. And this I can export to an Excel file, and it will import to Pro Tools the same way that the Excel file exported from Etiquette does. But of course, you just see that this is not. This is quite a lot of work, especially if you have 100 queues to prepare. So this is when Etiquette comes really handy if you are already using Etiquette, because it can do this job in just like less than 5 minutes. So I'm closing this session now. I'm closing this just to show you what Etiquette does. Well, I have the Etiquette here. It's a Pro Tools session with regions from Etiquette, and really, if you are an Etiquette user, you will have this type of cue sheets. The only thing that you need to do is, let me show you Etiquette here. Let me hide here this. So this is the Etiquette version 3.2, and you drop this PDF, not any PDF. It's a PDF that you already created with Etiquette, right? So it shows here that I have 13 queues, and this is the new window that Etiquette has. which has window export movie. This is new to EDQ 3.2. And well, here I should not have this. In this window, it says drop movies files one at a time. So in this window, I should drop the whole. Let me send this, which is blanket. So in this window, I throw the whole video. This is, you can show the whole show movie, which is 40 minutes or 1 hour, and you just need to set the first time code for the screen, and that's why Mark included here a thumbnail view. And even if you are working on a movie with 5 or 6 reels, you can drop the 6 reels one by one. You just need to enter the start time code of each of those reels, and EDQ will export the different cues from the different reels all at the same time. So I have a few things to set up here. I won't waste time here, but because there's some presets for the exporting of the video, but I will use copy from the source video. The pre-roll, you can set it to 7 seconds, less or more, and the post-roll. And that's it. You need to make sure that you click here and the export an Excel data file, because we need that for the metadata. And that's it. You click export movie. This is a warning that Max added because the videos with this non-drop frame, maybe it can export not the same frame rate, but nothing critical. It's just a warning that he needs it to put. And that's it. In this case, I exported 13 clips, but you see how fast it is. I could do the same way to export like 100 clips, and it's the same thing. And the clips are here. They exported to the same folder of where the PDF was. So here I see EDQ created this folder.
I thought
with the video clips and with the metadata for that clip. So it's really fast in EDQ, and then all I have to do is, of course, I need to have a pro license of our desktop application, which is here, and I just drop the whole movie, the whole folder with movies and Excel file, and as you see, all the metadata is fully loaded, even the video start time code that you can compare here to see if it's accurate. And that's it. You don't need to copy and paste anything from anywhere. The only thing you need to do at last is just to choose one of these 2 buttons, that is the basic encryption or the custom encryption. I will choose the basic just for this demonstration. And as you see, the application is encrypting each one of the clips and then creating a zip file, because one single zip file is way easier to import and to send it to the actor. And that's it. This is the zip file that you would send now from email to your actor. And again, if I uncompress here the files, as you see now, the files are .tareo extension, because that means they are encrypted. So the files you are sending over the web, they are really encrypted files. When the actor imports it, really the unencrypted videos are in a hidden folder of the application. Like, you can scroll with the files app of the mobile device, and you won't see the Actors Mobile folder, because even the recordings are hidden as well in the device. So this is obvious for security reason. So there's a way for non-EDQ users to use this method with the pro version, and to import the metadata automatically. But of course, it's way much faster with EDQ, as I just showed you. So that's it from me. If you have some questions related or whatever, happy to answer.
Well, Luciano, here in the chat, there's a question right now. How do they delete the files after they have completed the ADR recordings?
Okay, I can show you faster. I will share the iPad screen and show you how to do that, and also how to send for the actor. Let me see if this works. Do you see my iPad?
Not right now.
Okay, let me try again.
Yeah.
There you go. You
Yeah.
see now. Okay, so this is the application. You know, I will show you a bit more of the application now. Let me put it here in the stand. So actor can first do a preview, clicking on the preview button.
Yeah, sure, in Hollywood.
Maybe I've seen some of.
Let me try with the other, which is a main character, so I can record it. So preview button to hear the clip.
You killed 5 men in Abilene.
Nearly 15 years ago.
You see the bar
You killed my
and the
best
ADR
friend, Willie
bits,
Parker.
and you have the line
Just turned
Q text
17.
at the bottom. So now I will do
You
one
killed 5
recording.
men in Abilene.
Nearly 15 years ago.
You killed my best friend, Willie Parker. Okay, so right now I recorded the take one. As you see, we have a 01 number in the center, and I can click here in this button to playback
You killed 5 men in
the
Abilene.
recording.
Nearly 15 years ago.
You killed my best friend, Willie Parker.
Just turned 17.
Okay, and I can say, okay, this was a bit late. So with this button, with this plus and minus symbols I have here, I can say, okay, this goes by frame. So I can, let me see the playback like 10 frames earlier.
You killed 5 men in Abilene.
Nearly 15 years ago.
Killed my best friend, Willie Parker.
Just
Okay.
turned 17.
That was a bit too much earlier, but it was just a demonstration. Then I can go and record more takes, and I can also then play back each of the takes and select with this ribbon symbol here. You know, if I click it, I then see that with a selection mark. To reply the question that someone did, first how to send the actor. After the actor records all his lines, he goes here to the folder window, and in here we have all the video clips and each recordings for them. And I select all audio and click on send files, and then it will open the sharing files system of the iOS. I can select here, you know, email, WhatsApp, whatever works for you. But as I told you, it's better to use the mail application for this. I will cancel now here. And the question was how they delete it, right?
Yes.
So the same way I can select all audio and click delete files, or even I can click on empty library button here, and it will delete all the recordings and also the video. So I can also select the video and just delete one of them, or really I can do anything. But we added this empty library button because normally an actor would have all the videos. Okay, I recorded all. The supervisor confirmed that goes okay, and if this is an actor device, then just empty the library and that's it.
Luciano, could we show people how to adjust the beeps in the settings window after you've recorded? So can you record one more take of You Killed My Best Friend, Willie Parker, and then let's do like maybe +4 frames on the tail of your recording.
Yeah. Something important that reminds me, Rob, with your request is that even if I have a gap time frame, between the ADR in and the ADR out, really the application is recording from the video start to the video end. So if you hear in the playback that the line is cut off, it's really not cut off, because when the actor delivers that recording to the editor, the recording is it's recording all along, even before the ADR in and after the ADR out. So what Rob says, I will do one more take
Nearly
here
15 years ago.
and do late. You killed my best friend Willie Parker. So I was late on purpose. Oh, I think I did not record that. Let's go again.
You killed 5 men in Abilene.
Actually, Luciano,
Nearly
I want you to, let's record it in sync and then show people how to use the settings window in the top left.
Okay. So
You killed 5 men in Abilene.
Nearly 15 years ago.
You killed my best friend Willie Parker. Okay, I see now playback 2. Rob, you wanted me to go to the ADRN and extend it?
Yeah, let's go +4 frames.
Okay, so in these setting windows that I show you in the presentation, I can click once and go to the ADR start point, and click once and go to the ADR end, and use this symbol to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames later. And if I click and hold, I can save a new ADR out. So this is, I think Rob mentioned it, because sometimes the editor cue the ADR like too super close to the line or too tight to the line, and when the actors start recording it, it realized that it needed like a more broad gap, so it can be done with this setting. And as you see now, I have the ADR out a bit later, because if the actor hears the line cut off, it will think that it was not recorded, but it was really recorded the whole along. But it won't just play good in the playback, but it is recorded as well. So well, as I told you, here I have wipe on and off, pre-roll, subtitles, and I can also set the beep off, or the beeps can also be by swiping my finger here from top to the bottom. I can adjust the volume of, the mix between guide track and beeps, that can be adjusted.
Any other questions?
All right, I think we're probably good. We've
Mark, there's a Facebook question.
a Facebook question. Okay, can you read it to us?
Sure, it's from Sunny Orkington. I see you are renting rigs for Actors Mobile ADR. Can you explain your process for that? Do you deliver to actors' home and do setup?
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Well, yeah, the setup is a simple setup, and we only send it to the actor. It's intended to be simple enough that any actor can put it together and use it. So we do not have a person going on site to the actor's home, but it can be delivered by courier or any shipping method.
I have it here, Rob. on our website, you can click on the remote ADR, and you have both this PDF linked, and this is I can quick show you the manual that it's sent with the gear, with pictures for the actors, with detailed instructions of how to mount the iPad on the stand and the iPhone, and which is what thing. And well, again, let me thank to Nathan Rule for this, because he was the mentor of this manual, really. And then it has instructions of how to connect the screencast to share the screen and some parts of that. So we can rent the gear, and the sound supervisor or wherever takes care is in charge for this and takes from that, or we can also be remote in the session if you need us to, and of course handling the supervising of the session. So that depends on the client.
And Sunny, I would add that, we haven't a lot of experience in sending out rigs to actors, but there was enough of a demand, and we also have our own shows that we have to provide this for. So, if we can adjust what we're doing to make it better for you, just let us know, and we just want to help. So just shoot us an email and we'll figure out how to help. Mandel has a question.
Yeah, do we, the desktop app, we're purchasing that by the quarter. It doesn't include the iOS app. Do we have to purchase that as well so we can walk the actors through it?
The iOS app is free.
Oh, okay, great.
So the director, the editor, producer, they could all simultaneously get the files and use the app for free. We found that when we originally released the product, the iOS app, that actors refused to pay for anything. So we just adopted a free policy for actors.
Yeah, and as you told, also the director, the supervisor, or wherever on the team can use the same free iOS version and grab the video clips from the editors and the recording from the actors and use the application just for playback and check and review those recordings.
And I believe this meeting will be on, Mark, you'll have it on the website, right?
Yes, yes, I will post it on the our YouTube channel, and so anyone can review this later if you want to review something and you might have missed.
Oh, Steve Urban has a. Oh, sorry, Santiago's answering Steve's question.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and Steve was mentioning we did have a case where an actress accidentally deleted her files. And so we're putting in place a policy on the app to prevent that. We did thoroughly test the situation and we could not replicate the error. But that's the only incident we had where an actor deleted files, to my knowledge. So.
Yeah, well, fortunately, the application is secure enough, and it was not possible to try to grab the recordings from hidden folders. No way.
Yeah, we couldn't hack it to recover the files.
That's a good thing.
Well, if there are no questions, let me thank to all the sound supervisors and editors that sent us feedback for this meeting. We really appreciate it. All the feedback you can send us, and as Rob mentioned, we are always looking for feedback from you and see what we can do to make the application better. So yeah, feel free to write us anytime.
Yeah, and most importantly is we want to help. So don't be shy. But thank you. And Mark, big thanks for having us on.
Thanks to you guys, Luciano, Rob, Santiago. Thanks for tonight's session. Please check your email for upcoming events. And if you're watching on Facebook, please consider becoming a member so you can see all of our Sound Device events. We will post this, like I said earlier, to our YouTube channel. So if you would like to review some of it, please feel free. And have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thanks.
you
Bye-bye.
for being here. Bye-bye.
Hey, thank you guys again, Luciano,
Okay,
Santiago. The great session.
Thank you,
I
Mike.
got, now all I do is need a product. I mean, you know,
Yeah, I will
no.
send you a
Yeah,
license
like you-
right away and links to download.
Yeah, no, that'll be great. You know, my show, the show I was doing finished, and the shows I was supposed to be going on to canceled. So I'm, so unfortunately, you know.